Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another solo game playthrough. Today we're going to be playing the solo mode for Assyria, 2nd edition. This is the newest from Garfield Games. This is a remake of Assyria with some additional design and development from Shem Phillips and S.J. McDonald, and the original designer, Emmanuel Ornella, I think that's how you say his name. And then the artwork's been updated by Sam Phillips. So let's just hop into it here. I actually didn't finish all of setup. I don't know what really kind of like genre to place this in there, so we'll just I don't know how to describe the game, but it's got a really easy to run solo mode. We're going to be playing the solo bot on the 2nd difficulty. There are 4 difficulties. We do set the game up, I have to remove that stuff. We did set the game up as a 2-player game, and in a 2-player game we do remove 4 rows effectively. And they can either be removed from the top, the bottom, or any combination. So these pieces here are to block. We can't move past this barrier and this barrier, but we could play it so that these are removed, and then we have 1, 2, 3. So we'll have the pieces here or the pieces here, or I could do this row and then this row, just so that it removes a total of 4 from the board. Ultimately, we're going to be doing on our turns. We're going to be bidding for some cards over here. They're going to give us some different food. Then we're going to be placing out some huts on the board and getting some camels from these huts and placing them on the river. The camels are going to basically be our action points to do a variety of actions. So I'll kind of get into all that as the game progresses. But we're the blue player with the AI is the red player. We've got our starting player board here. The first thing we're going to do actually in setup is there's a starting bid that happens, but in the base game, but in solo, we're going to draw 3 of these food cards and choose to keep one. I'll kind of explain why the food cards work, but ultimately they're going to have a value at the bottom, which is part of the bid, and then any number of food there. The food is going to be fruit or grapes, fish. I might just say grapes, but it's fruit probably. Wheat, meat, fish, and salt. And the card I'm going to probably start with, I think, is going to be this salt card. So I'm going to start with this salt card. Again, in the multiplayer game, there would be a kind of a bidding thing for that. But we're going to start with that. These 2 get discarded. The next thing we're going to do is everybody gets to start with a bottom ziggurat piece on the board. And we're going to place the AIs first. The only kind of stipulation the AI needs to place their ziggurat piece is going to be somewhere that gives them 3 pieces that's adjacent to a river. So the rivers are these 2 areas. They can't place in the middle, so it can only be the left or right side of the river. And really it only comes down to 2 places they can place. They can place here, or 3 places. 1, 2, and 3. So those are the 3 places that can have stuff placed. I'm going to place them down here. And we get to place one. And aside from getting us points during each of our each part of the game, it also will make our actions down here stronger. So the piece I think I'm going to take is going to be this one. Whoops. And I'll kind of explain what the symbology on our player boards is, but we can place it anywhere on the board so long as it's not the middle area and it's at least 2 spaces away from another player's ziggurat piece. I think I'm actually going to place mine. I thought I was going to place mine here. Or I want to go here. I think I want to go here. So I'm going to place mine there, which I'm 3 spaces away, so I'm okay. Alright, so the way the game starts is first we're going to do this phase here, which is called the... I'm going to name it all real quick, so let me just double check. We're going to start the game, I think it's the gathering phase. I don't know the growth phase. The growth phase works, we're going to flip over this tile, and it's going to give us a number. It's going to be a number between 2 and 4. There's 1, 2, 3, 2 3s, and a 4. There are 4 of these tokens, but one's not used in the game, and we're going to get that many huts. So from the main supply, we start the game with a hut in our supply, but we get these 4 huts in this case, and they're going to be placed on our player board, like so. And the AI gets 4 huts from the main supply. So that's the growth phase. Then we have the bidding phase. In the bidding phase, we're going to take cards from the food deck, the food deck, and we're going to populate them on these 2 columns. The space down here is for 3 and 4 players, so I'm just using it to use for the AI stuff. But we basically have equal to the number of players plus 1 choices. So we're going to place these out, and these are the number values come in. We're going to order these in the column based on the number value. So this is a 3, so the 1 goes on top, then there's a 3, and there's a 4. So we have to place it from highest to lowest. I'm sorry, from lowest to highest. And then if there's the same number, the first one and that comes out is that order. So we place them from 1 to 4. So 1, 3, 4. Then we do the same thing in this column. So that's a 3. There's a 4, and there's a 2. So that's how those will be grouped. And then finally we have these favor cards, which are going to basically be cards that give us some extra bonuses when we play them. They can also be discarded as a camel. And every card tells you when it can be played, like what part of the game it can be played. So it's kind of a nice little bit there. So we have a bidding phase. So what we're going to do here is we're going to choose one of these columns to place our leader. This is going to be the turn order thing, and it's going to be the cards that we get to take. Now, obviously, because the food cards are the higher values have less stuff on them, the lower values have less stuff on them. They're at the top, so naturally, if you choose those things, you get to probably go first in turn order, whereas the things with more stuff is at the bottom, which would be later in turn order. The victory point markers here, we start with 10 victory points. You can outbid somebody, or you can place your leader in that spot to prevent somebody from trying to outbid you. If you place into a spot, another player can outbid you by placing in a lower spot. They lose those victory points, and then you have to place your thing somewhere else, or place it on a spot lower than theirs. And once everybody has in their own row, then we'll end the bidding phase. So we get to bid first. And I'm tempted between these two, mostly because this has wilds, but this has a lot of food options. But I think I'm going to go for the bottom one, and I think I'm going to go ahead and spend a victory point, so I'm blue, and I'm going to go here. Okay. No. I'm not going to spend any victory points. I'm just going to go there. Okay, so then what we do the AI is we draw a card, and the AI cards are going to have a lot of information on them. So the information on there is this is going to be a lot of different choices that they're going to have. So the top part's going to be when decisions need to be made, and then the bottoms also helps with decisions, and the middle part's action. So they're going to look for the row with the most fish or wilds, and unfortunately, they're going to pick this row because these symbols here are wilds. So they're going to outbid me. And then when they have to choose to outbid me, they're going to choose this thing up there. So they're going to spend a victory point, and they're going to outbid me, which means I have to pick another row, or I can outbid them by paying the victory points. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do that because I think I really want this. So I'm going to spend 3 victory points, 1, 2, 3, to outbid them. So we're going to pick another card for them. They're going to look for the row with the most salt. No row has salt, and because I'm in the lowest spot there, they're not going to take that from me. So we'll keep going. They're going to look for grapes. And this is that row there. So once we've done all that, now we're going to go on to the expansion phase. And the expansion phase has 6 distinct parts we're going to do, and you can see on the board here. We're going to build huts. We're going to feed our huts. We're going to destroy our huts. We're going to place out any wells. We're going to gain camels, and we're going to gain victory points. I will do, because the bot goes in turn order, goes first in turn order, I'll do all theirs, and then I'll explain how a player does it. So what we're going to do with the bot is, normally we would take our cards, but in this case, because the bot doesn't keep their cards, they just discard these cards here. So we're going to move these from the game. And they're going to construct their huts. So when you're constructing huts, you have to construct them adjacent to your own stuff. So they would have to construct at the beginning here, and then they can go out from there. The way the bot does is we're going to flip over a card, and they're going to look at the icon here, and they're going to construct a hut on a symbol with on a spot with that icon. So they've got 2 spots with that icon. So then the bottom part becomes a tiebreaker. They're going to look to place out, can I place it in the middle area? If I can't place it in the middle area, I'm going to place it on the river. And if I can't place it on the river, I'm going to place it on the left or right area, outer area. So they're going to place on a spot with salt, and they're going to choose the river. So they're going to place one of their huts there. Then we're going to discard that and then pull another card. So each time a decision needs to be made, we pull a card. They're going to look for a fish spot. There's 2 fish spots they're adjacent to. So they're going to look at their tiebreakers, which they're both on the river, so they're going to use these arrows. They're going to look for the leftmost spot, and then if that's still tied, the lowestmost spot. This is technically to the left more, and it's lower, so they would pick that anyway. So we're going to place that there. We're going to go again. It's going to be a meat. So they've got this, this, and this. Their tiebreaker is the river. There's no meat spot on the river. Then they're going to do the the inland part there. And then finally, they're going to place out their last one, which is another fish spot. They've got this, this. Their tiebreaker is the river. They're going to place it like so. They don't destroy any of their deals, and they didn't build any wells. So we're going to move on from that. At the beginning of each expansion phase, if they already have huts on the board, we're going to remove one of their huts. So they don't at the beginning of the game, but I'm going to keep that in mind. So we've built. They don't feed. They don't destroy. So they would build a well if they could. A well has to be 3 huts at an intersection on one of the left or right areas of the board. You can see these dots here. That's where you put a well. Wells get you extra camels the turn you play them. Next, they're going to gain camels. So they gain camels differently than we do. You can see here, and they don't gain camels, they gain gold. Gold's going to be their action currency. So they would gain 2 gold if they placed out a well this turn, and then they're going to get 1 gold for every hut on the river, and then 5 additional gold because of the difficulty. So they've placed out 3 on the river, plus 5, so they get 8 gold. So they have 8 gold, we're going to stick it right there. And then finally, they're going to score victory points based on these here. So they're going to score 1 victory point per each piece of a ziggurat they have, 1 victory point for each hut on an outer section, and 2 victory points for each hut on an intersection. So they get 3 victory points. They're going to go up to 12. And that is their expansion phase. Now we're going to go to our expansion phase. So we're going to get our cards. This favorite card can let us get 2 influence, which I really like. Okay, and we have to place out 4 huts, and we have a 5th hut we can place out that's in our supply that I may do. Again, we have to go adjacent. And for us, to get camels, we really want to place on the rivers. So I'm going to probably aim for that. So I'm definitely going to place that there to start with. I'm going to place here. I'm going to place here. And I'm going to place here. So we're going to kind of go all in right now. So we're going to do that. So now we've constructed our huts. We're going to have to feed our huts. And we have these cards to feed. So we're going to discard the cards. And they're going to, whatever food icons are on them will be used to feed our huts. We also have these plows here. We have one flipped at the beginning of the game. This lets us also use it to feed a hut. And then we flip it over to exhaust it. So in this particular case, I have 2 meat, a fruit, and a salt to pay. I'm going to use this to pay one of my meats and my other meat. And I'm going to use this one to pay my salt and my fruit. So these are all paid for. These get discarded. And now everybody's paid for. So now we're going to go into destroying huts. So any huts we didn't pay for, we destroy them. We're going to build wells. We can build a well in this intersection. The wells will give us additional action points, capacity, as well as get some scoring if we go up in this offering track. And then we're going to gain camels. So let me remove these real quick. So you can look on the right side of our board. It's and I could have zoomed in, I guess. We get 2 camels per when we build a well. Then we get 2 camels per one on the river. And then we get basically the first one on each river gives us an additional camel. So if I were to build out here and out here, I would also get 1 extra camel for each river I'm on. And then when we score, it's the same scoring as the bot. So 1 point per piece of ziggurat, 1 point per inland or outer hut, and 2 points for each inland hut. So just fix that real quick. So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 camels, 7 camels for being on the river. And then I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 points for my pieces there. Okay, so once we've done all that, now we're going to go into the action phase. In the action phase, we're going to do all the stuff with the camels we earned. The bot uses gold. So again, the bot's in first turn order, so we're going to flip this over. and we're going to look, and they're going to try to do the topmost thing and then move to the next thing and then the next thing. So the first thing they're going to go for is building a bottom ziggurat piece. They're going to spend 5 gold, and you have to replace one of your huts with your ziggurat bottom. And with the bot, they choose in the exact same way they would when they're placing their huts out. You can never build a ziggurat on a river, so this is the only space they can build one, and they're going to place that there. And they're going to keep going until they run out of gold. So we're going to flip over. They're going to spend 3 to build a middle section of a ziggurat, and I guess it's placed on either one. And then they have no more gold, so they're done with their action phase. When we do stuff with ziggurats, we can only take from one column, and we can only build one piece on a ziggurat. So I couldn't build here and build here because it's building on the same ziggurat more than once, and it's building from the same column more than once. When you take pieces from our board, we have to take them from the bottommost section of our board. All right, so action phase time. There's a plethora of things we can do, and this is probably where the most thinkiness part of the game comes in. So on the action phase, we can flip over our plow tiles. You have to spend 3 camels to flip them over. You can either flip over both of them, or you'd flip over one of them, but it'd be a waste to do that. So I'm not going to do that because I have one available. So we're going to flip over plow tiles. We could build out our ziggurats. So the first thing we could do is we could either build out any of these bottom sections or this middle section. When you build out a section for the first and second sections, it's going to be the number of camels to the left minus any exposed areas. So immediately, because we've already have a big piece out, this will cost us 6 because it's 7 minus 1. As soon as we build out a second one, it's going to be 7 minus 2, so on and so forth. These start at 4, and then they continually go down. We can do one of these actions down here, and we can only do one of these once per round. So we would be able to spend a camel to go up on the... what is this track called? That track is the offering track. We would be able to spend 3 camels to either gain a hut to our supply or gain a boat or a farmer. We could spend 3 of our camels to take one of the remaining cards left over, but since we've exposed this area, it's actually 2 camels for 1 card. And then finally, we would be able to spend 1 camel for 1 gold. We can also go over here and we can do some offerings. I mean, make sure I have that correct. No, we could do tributes. So we could do a tribute, which is to give gold or a single boat. I have to remove this from my last game. To one of these civilizations here. You spend a number of gold equal to the section. No, I'm sorry. You spend camels equal to the section. So 3 camels for this one, 2 camels for this one, 1 camel for this one. You gain that many influence, and then you get the bonus from that civilization up there. Another thing we could do is when you have a ziggurat, 3 parts of a ziggurat, you can do a ziggurat top, and you would take that from one of the spots as a ziggurat top here, so here or here, and you have to get more by going up this track. I'll just flip these up. And you would get the bonus from doing that after paying those camels there. Finally, you can place out a hut, a boat, or a farmer, and those are free from our board, and we can play cards. We can play any of these cards that say we can play them during this phase from our hand as well. So there's a lot of things we can do. It'll make sense as we get kind of going here. So we've done their stuff. It's our go. We've got 7 to work with. Gaining 2 influence could be good. I've got 1 gold I also started the game with. I definitely think I want to spend 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to place out this on my ziggurat there. So now this is going to cost me 1 to take any one of these cards, and I'm going to spend that 1 actually and flip this over to show that I can't do it again. Take one of the face-up cards. I'm going to take this one to my hand. Then I've got 2 left. You can carry stuff over to the next round, so that is an option. But I do have 2 left. Do I want to do an offering? Yeah, I think I'm going to spend my last 2 and do an offering. There are some gold here that are seeded for player count, so we're going to give the Hurrians an offering, so we get 2 on the influence track. And we get to either get a camel or turn a boat into a gold. I'm going to get a camel. I'm going to spend my card here to gain 2 more influence, which puts me here. This gets me a wild food token, so I can turn that in later for food when I need to feed my huts. I've got 1 left, and I think I'll go ahead and spend it, and I'll spend it to use this action to go up on the offering track. And now that I'm out of actions or out of camels or choose not to do anymore, we're going to move on to the refresh phase. I think it's called. Is it called refresh? Cleanup phase. So the cleanup phase has empires falling and rising. So this empire falls, it moves out of the game. This goes up here, this goes up here, and we get a new empire here. I do have a couple promo ones. We're going to remove these cards from the game as well. And I think that's it. It's a pretty straightforward cleanup phase. And then we flip these back over. And then if it were the third or the end of the 3rd or 6th round, we go into a flood, but it's not. So we're going to go ahead and go into our next round here. So we're going to flip this over, whoops, and it's going to be 2. So we're each going to get 2 huts. Then we're going to do the bidding phase. So that's a 2, that's a 4, oh, that's the wrong card, that's a 3. Oh, I got these mixed up. It's a 1, it's a 2, that's a 3. Okay. Just making sure I didn't shuffle any of the cards because I did last time. Okay, and then we got 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the AI is going to do their bidding first. So they're going to go for the spot with the most meat. This one has 2 meat, so they're going to go for that spot. Okay, so I got to think about what food I want to get. This meat will cover these 2, and then if I can place out another meat area somewhere, that would be where I could deal with that. I have a salt area. I've got that fruit area here. So I could go here, I think. I think I'm going to go here. I can take turn order, and I can use my stuff to take care of this stuff. I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to go into the expansion phase. We're going to take these cards. I've got this that lets me go up on the offering track, and then I've got these food areas, and I've got these 2 here, and I can also do this one. Another thing, and I'll talk about this before we get too far, is boats, ships, and farmers. So we can play these out on our turn when we do this stuff. We can also play them out on our normal turn. Ships can be placed in the river, and they can be placed on a river tile, and they create adjacency for everybody. So normally our placement has to be adjacent to our building. However, a boat can make it to where it's adjacent for every player on every space adjacent to it. So if I place the boat here, both us and the red player can place any space around that boat. Farmers are placed on tiles like so, and they create they become a wild food cost. So if you have a farmer in a space, you can use any resource, any food card to pay for that, and that works for both us and the AI. So if the AI is looking to place something, they will consider farmers as part of their placement. Okay, so we're going to be first to place out our 2 deals. I have another wheat, so I'm going to go here because I have this wheat, and I think I want to do. I've got a fruit that'll take care of that. I'm going to place out this meat here, and then I think I'm going to spend my 1 in my reserve, and I'm going to go here, and it'll make some sense in a bit. So we do that. Then we're going to feed our folks, and so I've got 3 meats to feed. So 1, 2, 3. That's 3 of those. I've got hold on. I've got my salt here and here, and then I've got a fruit, and I've got a wheat. And I was going to. Oh, okay, I'm going to use this fruit and this token here to do this and this. And I think everybody's paid for. So I'm not going to use that card. So I've paid for everybody. We did not make any wells this turn. So now we're going to get our camels. So first thing we're going to do is we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8, and then 9, 10, because I'm on both rivers. So that's 10 camels. And I'm going to score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 victory points there. Because I've got 2 ziggurat pieces, and then the 2 singles and the double there. And that is my expansion phase. Now we're going to go with the AIs. So we're going to remove these cards. We'll flip their deck over. Oh, first off, we have to remove one. So we're going to flip their deck over, and we're going to remove one based on their priority here. So if they have a wheat spot filled, they don't. So they're going to remove one from the river. They've got 3 pieces on the river, so they're going to remove the lowest one. This just goes back to the supply. Now we're going to flip over a card. They're going to look for a grape spot. The grape spot's going to be on... They've got here and here. They're going to first target the river. There's no river spot with grapes, so they're going to target out the outer section there. We're going to flip over this, the grape spot again, and the only grape spot they have is this one. Okay, they don't do any of their the stuff that we do, so they're going to go ahead and get 2 gold plus 5, because they got 2 on the river, plus the 5 they get standard. They get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points, putting them at 18. And that is going to be the go. So now we're going to go into our action phase. All right, so action time. We've got 10 action points, which is a lot to work with. I think I'm going to probably also spend 6 to pull out this piece. And we're going to place this here. So I've done that. I can spend 3 to place this here. I just can't interact with the same ziggurat and the same ziggurat column more than once in a round. So I'm going to spend 3 and take this piece and go here. Doing this lets me take a food card from the top of the deck. So I get this. That's actually really nice. And then I've got 1 action left. I'm going to spend this to do the offering. No. Yeah, that's fine. And then when we take these actions, we can take a lower tier. So if I only have 1 action point left, I can spend the action point to do 1 offering. I'm probably fine on that right now. I probably would rather use that for... Do I want to take another card? I think I do. So I'm going to spend my last action point to flip this over. And now my card acquisition is just 1 action point, or 1 camel for a card. And I'm going to take this one. Okay. The AI's going to take their turn, so they're going to go look. They're going to build a middle section of a ziggurat, so they're going to spend 3 and place this here. They don't have the restrictions that we do, so they can continue to build on the same one. They're going to spend 3 to build a middle. They can't, so they're going to spend 2 to do an offering, and they're going to go here, and they go up on this track twice. They don't interact with any of the other stuff, so they just do that. We're going to flip over. They're going to spend 2 to do a ziggurat. They can't, so they're going to spend 2 to build the top of something. They can't. They can't do all 3 of the actions. They flip over another card. They spend 1 to get a victory point and to take a card from the offer. They'll take the leftmost card. They just remove it from the game. They spend 1 to put a ship onto here. And that's going to raise that up again. And that's their go. So a ship's been placed there. Only 1 ship per section can be placed there. I think when we do the ships, they have to be from our supply. I mean, the gold has to be from our supply, so I'd imagine the ships do too. I don't do the ships that often, so making a tribute. So, yeah, okay. So they're done with their turn, so we're going to remove this. We're going to flip this back over. This civilization's going to fall. This one rises. And this one goes up. Okay. So now we're going to go back and we're going to do 3 this time. So we get 3. They get 3. We're going to go ahead and do our bidding phase. So let's go ahead and place out some cards. We've got a 1, a 1, and a 3, a 1, a 1, and a 1. And then that, and that. Okay. So kind of thinking about what I've got going on here. The ziggurats, you don't have to pay for the food. So I've got a salt I've got to take care of. I've got 2 salts, 2 meat, a fruit. Wait. I've got 2 salts, 2 meats, a fruit, and a wheat to take care of, plus the 3 that I have to place out. I got to figure out what's going to get me the most stuff. I probably am going to go for this. And I think I'm going to pay the victory points 1, 2, 3 to take the bottom spot, so he can't outbid me here because I do want this, and I can flip my plow over to get another thing there. So they're going to take a spot. They're going to look for the spot with the most meat, which would have been here, but now it's going to be here. So that's why I wanted to pay all of it, because they would have beat if I had gone here. They would have gone here based on this, but if it was a 3, they would have just taken the bottom section, and I wouldn't be able to do anything about it. So we've done that. Now we're going to go into the expansion phase. So let's remove one of their. We're going to remove one of their huts. One on a wheat space. There are no wheat spaces, so we're going to look for one on the river. There's 2 river spaces. They're going to take the rightmost one. That gets removed. And I'll shuffle up. They go through the deck quite often, so I mean there's a lot of choices being made. So okay, so they're going to place out 3 huts. The first hut's going to be a meat spot. They've got this, this. So they're going to choose the one on the river. The next spot here is going to be a wheat spot. They've got this and this and this. They're going to choose on the river, so that's the only river one. And then finally, they're going to do a salt spot. And they have this one and this one. Well, I guess they had this wheat spot as well, but they still choose the river over the inside. And then the salt spot's going to be the inside of the little strip there. So they do all that, and then we'll go ahead. They don't have any, they have no wells to make. So they're going to gain gold. They're going to gain 1, 2, 3, so 8 total gold. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they're going to score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 victory points. So we'll go back 1, give them 10. And their expansion phase is done. We're going to take that. We're going to take these 2. We're going to go here. Okay. So we've got our several we have to pull out. So I can put one on a meat space and have 3 meats taken care of, which is nice. I need, okay, so that'll, if I can figure that out. I'm going to go here for sure because I'd like to make another well. And I can flip a plow, which will help pay for some stuff. So I think I'll just kind of figure out my payment situation here. We could go here. That's 2 wheats. I have 2 meats. I'm gonna have to use these wilds for some stuff. I was hoping for another like meat space. I guess I could just actually not do that. I can do this and go here. And then that way I've got all the meat stuff taken care of. So now we'll have to feed everything. So I've got 1, 2, 3. So those are all taken care of. I don't have the 2 wheats that I want to spend yet. Salt. I've got 2. Okay, salt. I also have the plow up there. And grapes. So this will be salt and grape, because that's a wild. This will be salt. Maybe there's a better way I could have done this. This I'll have to overspend and do this, and then I'll use my... I'm not going to spend on this one. Although I have a card, I might have to. Because if you have a card, but if it's a wild, I don't think I have to. So you can't let your huts be destroyed. So it says, cannot withhold food cards that they have used to feed for huts. For example, they have a food card showing 3 grapes, but only have 1 hut requiring grapes. They cannot choose to use it. But food, yeah, so I do have to use this one. So I'm going to use this food token. I'm going to use this plow here to go ahead and feed that one. Oh, wait a minute. I have this guy here too, don't I? So I guess I have to spend this for this one too. So I guess I didn't pay attention to that as well. So no, you know what? I'm only going to do 1 of these. And I guess I'll spend this. And I'm going to let that one go. Okay. So we've done all that. This one gets destroyed because I don't pay for it. You have to if you have cards, but you don't have to if you have tokens. So we do all that. We do build a well. Didn't we build a well? No, I need that one to build the well. Shoot. That's why I placed that there. So this one gets gone. Okay. So we do build the well. That's going to get us 2 camels for building the well. We get 3 for this one because it's on that river is the bonus plus the 2. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I max out because I can do a total 11. And then I score 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points. I go back 10, or go back 1, get myself 10. And that should be my expansion turn. Okay, so we're going to go into the actions for the AI. First, they're going to spend 5 to build a bottom of a ziggurat. So they have 3 options to spend. So they're going to go for a meat space first. There are no meat spaces. So they're going to go for an inland space. And they're going to choose the leftmost one. They're both left. So they're going to choose the bottommost one. So they replace this with this. Play a card. They're going to spend 3 to build a middle. And then we're going to... Oh, and that's it. Their turn's done. So they're done. So they've spent all their stuff. Okay, we got a lot of stuff we got going on here. So, I want to go up on this track. But first, I'm going to spend 2 camels to build a top to my ziggurat. So when you build tops, you have to take them from over here. And I was going to take this one to get a boat. But maybe I don't want to take that one. Maybe I spend an extra one to take this one. So I take this top and place it on top of here. That's going to get me to draw 2 cards from this deck. And I get to keep one. So gain a farmer, or I can pay 2 fewer camels for a tribute. Ooh, I kind of like that. I'm going to take the tribute one. Okay. Then I'm going to spend 3, 1, 2, 3, to place this here. I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3 to make an offering because I have 3. I can go up this track 1, 2, 3. This now I can place it on either one of these, and I'm going to place that there, which is going to get me a gold. And this gets flipped. I've got 2 action points left. I can pay 2 fewer camels for a tribute, which means I can go here or here. You know what? I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do the tribute there. So I'm going to spend the card, and it's going to cost me 2 fewer, so it's going to cost me 0. I place this here. I go up 1, 2. That gets me 2 victory points for that. Still have 2 left. This bottom would cost me 5. I can't build any of these, and I can't build this because I've already messed with that one. I could take a card to possibly help myself out in the next round, and then just save one of my camels. So that might be an option. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to spend 1 to take this card. I'm actually going to discard this to flip this plow. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pass now. I'm out of action points. I have 1 left, but I'm going to keep it for the next round. So we're going to do our cleanup as normal. That gets removed. That gets removed. This raises up. Now we're going to go to a flood. So the flood happens. We have to clear everything. Every token that's on a river, we have to remove. So removed. If there were boats and farmers, they would also be removed. So these are all removed. Then we're going to do the influence track. So the influence track is scored by, we're going to take the 3 tokens, we're going to add the value up. So it's going to be 4 plus 2 plus 3, which is going to be 9. And whoever is the highest on the track gets that many points. So I gain 9 points because I'm the highest on there. Then we're going to take then if in a multiplayer game, if there were 3 or more players, you'd remove the highest value. The next player would score the next 2, so 5, and then you'd remove the next one, and the third player would score 2. However, in the 2-player game, you're going to take the highest value, and you're going to see if the distance between your marker and the next player's marker is equal to or less than that value. If it is, they get to score the next 2. If it's not, they only score the lowest one. So they're 1, 2, 3 spaces away, so they get the 5 points off of that. But if they were down here, they'd only score 2 points. So if those get removed, those are gone from the game. Next, we're going to do the offering track. So the offering track, and they didn't move up it at all, is we're going to score for wells and for bottoms of ziggurats. So for wells, I'll get 2 points per well because I'm at 2 right here. So I get 4 points for that. And then for the bottoms of ziggurats, I didn't make it up the track, so I actually only get 2 points for my bottoms, which is going to be 4. And then that is it for the flood. So the flood phase the flood time is over. So now we're going to go into the beginning of the 4th round. We're halfway through the game. So let's flip this over here. It's going to be 3. So they get 3. We get 3. Then we'll do our bidding. I get first bid here, so that's a 1, a 1, and a 1. That's a 2, a 4, and a 2. That 2 came out first. That one goes in the middle. We've got that, that, and that. Okay, let's see where they want to go for their bidding. So they're going to go for the space with the most grapes. These 2 places are tied because that's a wild. So then they're going to use their decision arrow. They're going to pick the lowest one. So they're going to go down there. Okay, pay 1 camel to flip both of your plows. That's really nice. Treat a 1 as if it were a 2 or treat a 1 as if it were a 2 or 3. I only have 1. I have 2 grapes out, so that could come in handy. I can expand out to a grape. So maybe we just go for that, and we can use that on our turn. Okay. So I've got 3 huts that I have to place out. So I'm going to place one here. I'm going to place one here. I'm going to place one I'm going to place one here. No, I'm going to place one there. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to activate this, and it's going to let us treat a 1 or 2 as a 3 value. So this is going to be 3 grapes. So 1, 2, 3 grapes. And then I've got 2 wheat. 1, 2 wheat. And I'm going to spend 1 plow to keep this one, but I'm going to let that one go away. So now this one's gone. We have enough to make a well, so we're going to make a well. That's going to give us 2 action, 2 camels. And then we have 1, 2, 3 from this, so it's going to put me at 6. And then I score 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points because I've got the top of that there. Okay, so that's our go. Let's do the AIs. Let's remove one of their deals. They're going to remove one on a salt place. They don't have a salt place. They're going to remove this one because it's based on their terrain. All right, let's see where they're placing this out. So they're going to place that on a fish spot. They can place here. They can place here. They can place here, here. So they're going to pick the inside. They're going to place there. They're going to for another fish spot. This one's going to be again on the inside, but now they're going to pick the river. They're going to pick the uppermost spot. And then finally, they're going to place out on a grape spot on the inside here. Okay, so now they're going to get 6 because they're only on the river. So they get 1 on the river plus their 5. And they're going to score a buttload of points. So they score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points. And we're going to go proceed to our action phase now. Okay, so action phase time, I think. Oh, this resets, by the way. So this resets, this resets. These, I forgot to clear these off, get cleared off. This gets cleared off. And then any spots that I need to refill these will get refilled. Okay, sorry about that. Completely confused there. There we go. That's also a part of the flood phase. All right, so if I go here, I can get myself a card, which would be nice, but I don't have any gold to go there. I'd like to get one of these built out, mainly so I can easily expand out there without having to spend. So this will cost me 5. So we're going to spend 5 and do this. And I've got 1 left. I'm kind of cool on this stuff. I mean, it's not I'm going to lose points by not having stuff out there, but I'd like to get more action. So I think I might let that stuff kind of go. We're going to spend oh, this is tough. I'm going to spend 1 camel to go up on here. Okay. Now let's see what the bot does. So they're going to spend 3 for a middle section. They can't, so they're going to spend 5 for one of these sections. They're going to pick a salt area. They've got no salt spots. They're going to pick inland, and then they're going to pick the lowest one, so this gets replaced. And they've got basically 1 action left, and they're going to go up on the offering track. Okay, that's done. We'll clean up. They will fall. So we've done that. We'll flip our part of our board over, and we'll move on to the next round. So 3 again. So we get 3. They get 3. And then we'll do the bid phase. Oh, that's a 1. Okay. All right. So what do we want here? So I'm kind of cool letting that stuff go. I'm going to build out here, so I do have a wild, so that wouldn't be bad. I could get the grapes here, and I could keep those 2, and then the salt, I could build out one of mine here, and one of mine here, because I've gotten all my mines out, so it's not really going to do us a whole lot. So yeah, let's go for the bottom section. You know what? And I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3 to take it. Because if he gets a salt thing, he's taking that one. Or a grape one, he's taking that one. It's a fish one. So he's going to go there. Okay, whew. All right, so we'll go ahead and go into his expansion phase. So let's remove one of his huts. Hut on a grape spot. So he's going to pick this one. Because it's inland. It's the outer side. Not inland, it's outerland. We're going to place out the first hut on a fish area. Starting, so we have here or here, and he's going to pick the river one, and then the lowest one, and then the rightmost one. So he's just going to place it there. Wheat spot. He's got this, and he got this. There's nothing in the middle, so then he's going to pick the leftmost one on the river, and then finally a salt spot. And he's going to pick one on the river to start with, and this is the only one on the river. No, these 2 are on the river, and then he picks the rightmost one, which will be this one. Okay. Next, he is going to get his gold. So he has 1, 2, 3. He gets 8 gold total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Okay, he gets 8 gold total. And then he scores 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, he gets another gold. 9 points, and he gets the next. I missed that gold. So 9 points. He's at 53. Okay, we take ours. Actually, getting the ship is also something kind of nice, because I can place that ship and then just like place something somewhere. And actually, I think I'm going to activate this. I'm going to use this ship and place this ship down here. And then I'm going to place out mine. I'm placing this grape boy there. This guy there. I was going to do a salt one. I'm basically going to let... Oh, no, I can keep that grape. There's no salts on the river. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have done that. I should do this here. Mulligan. I'm going to place that there, and then I'm going to put this here instead. So I've got a grape. I've got a grape on both rivers, which is fine. So I can let that one go. The salt card's not going to really do me a whole lot because I don't have anything on salt. So I'm going to place this because I don't want to waste it for like the 3 salts for 1. So I've got the 2 grapes, which I'll save for this one, and then I've got one of my plows I can save for something, and I have to let everything else go. And that's fine. This is fine. I probably want to keep that grape guy up there. Or I want to keep the meat guy there and let that grape one go. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to place that there. Okay, so now we're going to feed our folks. So this is going to let me pay for... Oh, no, I have that salt down there. I lied. I forgot I put a salt there. So I have to place the salt. So I will use. So I'll place that there. Okay, so salt, 1, 2, those get paid for. I lose the last one. This is going to be grape and grape. And I'm going to use my plow to keep this tile. So then I lose these 3. And I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 camels. And I get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. So 51, 61. Okay. And we're taking first turn. So... let's spend 3 to put this on top of this. That's going to immediately let me go on the offering track. Awesome. I'm going to spend 3 more. No, I can't do that one. I just did it. Never mind. I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3 to go up on this track 3 times from this section. So 1, 2, 3. This lets me place this out on an empty spot. I'm going to get this boat. And then I'm going to spend 2 to offer this as a tribute to them. That goes up 2 on here. And I can either get a camel or gain a goat. I'm going to gain a camel. I'm not sorry, got to go. A camel or spend a gold for one of my huts. And I think... oh no, he's first. What am I doing? Shoot, what am I doing? He's first. Okay, hold on. Let me do a mulligan here. I had 8. That goes away. Let me go back down here. 1, 2... 3, 4, yeah, I don't have the boat because I got the boat from this. Okay, he's first. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Okay, he's first. Okay, so they're gonna do a ziggurat bottom. They can't because they don't have any, so they're gonna spend a gold to get a victory point to take a card. They're gonna take the leftmost card. What am I doing with my life? Next, they're going to build a middle. They can. I'll shuffle this up. Hot mess. Okay. Next, they're going to spend 2... because they can't do a middle or a bottom to go up on this track twice. They're going to spend 3 for one of those, and then now they're done. So now it's our turn. Okay. We're going to spend 1, 2, 3, take this, and do like we did. That bumps up on here once. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 to go up on this 1, 2, 3. Place this here for the boat. And the question is, do I want to go ahead and do that boat and get the... Yeah, I do. I'm going to spend 2 to place the boat here to gain the camel and go up on this twice. And I can if I get a hut, I can place the hut out. So I can do that if I wanted to. But I don't think I want to. I think I'm going to spend my last one to take this card with this action. Alright, so that gets removed. We'll do cleanup. This got flipped back over. We'll remove. Yeah, okay. And, alright, so last one, and it's going to be 4. Oh boy, okay. So there's 4 here. And they get 4. So let's do offering here. So it's a 3, a 1, and a 2. This is a 3. Shuffle up the discard pile. Even on a 2-player game, go through a lot of stuff here. Okay, a 2 and a 4. Okay, that sits that way. Got a lot of food options. And then there, and there. Okay. Let's see what they pick. So we're going to have them pick the one with the most wheat, which will be the middle section. Oh, this is like big grape. 1, 2. I've got a salt. I can grape there. I think I'll go for the bottom one. I think I'm going to take it. Okay. So let's do their expansion. We're going to remove a hut. The hut we remove is one on a grape space. This is the only one on a grape space, so that gets removed. Then they're going to place out 4 huts. The first one is going to be on a meat space. They have this meat space, this meat space, this meat space. They're going to choose one on the river. Next, they're going to do a salt space. They've got this one. I think that's the only one they can do. Go there. Next, they have a fish space. They've got this one as the only one, so they're going to go here. And then finally, they're going to place that on a salt space. They have no salt spaces, so they're going to go for somewhere in the... Wait, there's no salt spaces, right? I don't think so. So they're going to go somewhere in the middle, and they're going to pick the uppermost one they can, which is going to be this one. Okay. That's going to gain them... So they get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They get 11 gold. Oh dear. I'm kind of scared. And then they're going to score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points. So 66. Okay, our go. We'll take our cards and our gold. Got our huts here. Okay, so let me just reset those. So another grape spot would be nice. Boats here, so I'm going to place there because I got the boat adjacency, which is cool. 1, 2, 3 grapes are good. I'm going to use this wild and another grape. So we'll go there. I've got a salt space that can go down here, and then the other 2 aren't going to really be, they're not going to hang around too long, which is fine. I'll place that here and that here. Okay, so the salt space, is there a better like salt space? I don't think so. So the salt space I'll spend to keep that one. Grapes, 1, 2, 3 for the grapes. I'll keep that and that for this one. Then that one's going to go away, and that one's going to go away. Okay, so I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Oh wait, that's the salt space I want to keep, not this one. Yeah, that's the salt space. I want to keep one salt space. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 action points. And then I score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points. All right. Okay, so let's go with the AI. Let's see what they're going to do. They're going to build a middle. They can't, so they're going to do an offering. They're going to spend, or tribute. They're going to spend 2 gold. Place that here. And go up 1, 2. They're going to spend 1 to gain a victory point and take a card. They're going to take the leftmost card. Now, I need food cards at the end because we're going to do that again. So I'm going to try to score. I need to keep some buildings out to score. They're going to build a middle. They can't, so they're going to spend 2 to do an offering here. That bumps them up 1, 2. They remove this token. They're going to build the top, and they're going to use this one to build the top of this. And they're going to go up on the offering track. They're going to spend 3 for that. They're going to spend 1 for here to go up on that. And they're done. So they're done with the game. Okay, we've got 8 actions to do some stuff. So I want to go up on this track, and I'd like to go up on this track if I can, but I need gold. And I didn't really invest in it at all, which is unfortunate. Now, I am enough spaces behind that I'll get the additional points. Like, I'm not too worried about that. So let me also think about some stuff I don't want to leave the board, because the flood's gonna happen. We're gonna remove everything on the rivers, and then we have to feed our buildings again and remove them, and we'll score like we do on the at the end or during each expansion phase. So I gotta kind of think about how I want to preserve some of these buildings. Getting the 4 points for those would be nice. So that's 2 grapes. So like getting my plows back could be good. I could push my luck a little bit and try to get a food card. I'm enough far behind there that I'm not as concerned. That would get me a favor card if I went up this track. So I think I'm going to spend at least... I'm going to spend 2 to move up on the offer track. So 1, 2. Oh, if I spend 3, though, I'm going to... Yeah, that's more points. I'm going to spend a third one to go up here. That's 3 more points. So I'm going to place this onto here. No, hold on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let me think about this. I could... Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Place this here. I get a farmer. I spend 2 to take this to place it on here, which is going to get me a card from the top of the of this deck. No, it's a food card. I lied. It's a food card. Okay, a grape. That's fine. I'm then going to... I'm going to probably save these for the camels. Well, I could spend 3 to remove this. Oh, but that's 1 point. I'm losing a point, but I don't have to worry about paying for it. Go back here and think about that. This is nice because I can make something like free, and then I can take... I'm going to spend 1 to take a card, and I'm going to take this card, and I'm going to draw a food. I'm going to use it to draw a food card. Okay, 2 grapes. Okay, that actually works out really, really well. So actually, I may activate this to get a hut, and I can place that hut out. I'm going to place that hut. Oh, that's a fruit that I'm not going to really care about. There's a fruit there, and a fruit there. So there's 3. And then if I... Wait, I've got this one, and this one. So maybe I don't want to place the hut. Maybe I want to take that back. Because that'll take care of all of my stuff. These will be taken off, and this will be taken off. So how do I maximize my actions the best as possible? I'm going to gain the gold with this one. And then I'm going to discard this for the camel, and I'm going to spend 3 camels to contribute here, which is going to get me 1, 2, 3. It's going to give me a camel for doing that, because that's that ability. Oh, and I took a card already, so that gets flipped over. And I went up on this track, so that gets flipped over. Okay. I mean, I can place this out. It doesn't really matter where I place this out. I can, and I don't get anything at the end of the game for having an excess. So I've got 1 action point left. I can use that action point to get a gold, but I can't do anything with the gold. And this actually puts me behind. I mean, we're equal, so he's actually ahead of me, so that's probably actually a bad move. So hold on. So I'm going to undo that. 1, 2, 3. Take that back. Go back. 1, 2, 3. Because it's not going to matter. He's still ahead of me. I'm going to take that back to undo the thing I got from there. Okay, I could... How do I make this work? I don't think I can. Can I go up on this track? I don't think I can go up on that track either. I'll just spend 2 to take this, go up here. I mean, it doesn't super duper matter, I guess. But hold on, let me undo that. Undo, do this. Hold on, let's do this. This cost me 3 to do this one, so I'm going to spend the 3 to do this. And replace this one with this. I'm going to discard this for a point, action point. Oh, I thought I could do something, but I can't. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it, bud. I think that's it. It's going to spend 1, I guess, for a goal. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't have to do anything with it. Okay, so we're going to be done. So our turns, we're over. So we'll clean up. This stuff doesn't really matter because we're going to go into the thing. So we're going to do the normal flood stuff. So we're going to kill everything on the river. So all gone. Goodbye, boat. Okay, so river stuff is gone. Then we're going to do this track. So they're going to get the 11 points. No, 10 points, sorry. And then I'm only 3 spaces behind, so I get 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then over here, I'm going to score 3 points per well, so it's going to be 9. And I get 3 points per ziggurat bottom, which is going to be 12. So 101. They're going to score 1 point for every well, which they have none, and then they're going to get 8 points for their ziggurat bottoms. Okay, so we've done that scoring. Now we're going to go into the end part here. So we're going to have to feed our buildings, and so we've got 1, 2. We can feed them. They're good there. And then this card doesn't really mean anything. And then any ones we couldn't feed, they would get rid of, and then we're going to score them like we do the scoring during the expansion phase. So we'll score them first, then we'll score us. So they get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points. Put them at 99, so we beat them no matter what. And then we score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points, putting us at a total of 115 to their 99. And that is a playthrough of Assyria. So I might have bumped that a little bit, so I apologize. That is a playthrough of Assyria, 2nd edition, on the 2nd difficulty. So I got to up it up because I beat the first game I lost. The second game I won by a decent amount. So then I went ahead and bumped up the difficulty. So the 3rd difficulty would give them the same stuff here, but they get an extra gold. And then the 4th difficulty, they get an extra gold. So they just get more gold to take more actions. So I was a little worried, but I think that in the games I've played, they have not built a well because it seems like they prioritize the middle and they prioritize the river. So they're not really building out on the sides to get wells. And then this doesn't really get them a lot if they're not doing any wells. And I got a ton of points from this offering track. So anyway, that's going to be a playthrough of Assyria, 2nd edition. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys are getting this one. It seems like because of a lot of, I don't know if the tariffs or whatever, a lot of the Garfield stuff if it's going to be hard to pick up after crowdfunding. So it's like if you are interested in one of their games, it seems like you can only really get them through crowdfunding. You may be able to buy directly from them, but I don't know what shipping looks like. But it doesn't seem like they're getting... I don't think like the South Tiger stuff expansions came to the U.S. like through Renegade games. So I don't really know what's going on there. So these kind of games, if you're really interested in their games, I think you got to kind of get them from crowdfunding. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. It's a little bit lighter than I was kind of anticipating. You got a lot of choice here, but in terms of like what you do, the bot's super easy to run. I love Shem's bot designs; they're so good. But yeah, I mean, and like I said, when you're playing the game, you can mark off any of the you have to just mark off. Basically, let me read the exact thing. So you can kind of change the map for a single player or a 2-player game because you're kind of shifting what's available. So it specifically says, if playing with fewer than 4, some rows of hexes of the map need to be blocked off. This can be done by using huts of other components of an unused player color. When blocking rows off, this can be done from the top or the bottom in any combination. Block off 2 rows with 3 players and block off 4 rows for games with 2 players. So you can block off and they do the upper half. You can block off to the lower half. You can shift these down and shift these down, and then you're doing this kind of middle area. So with at least a lower player count, you can kind of play with the map and kind of change the map a little bit, which is kind of a cool thing. And these round tokens here, there's extras, so like you're not using the exact same. So we ended up with, like the second half of the game, we ended up with using a ton of huts. But you can end up doing 2, 2, and 3, or 2, 3, and 3, and then that's 2 less huts you're playing with. So, that does change that a bit. And then there's these tiles. We didn't even see 5 or 4 more of them. And 2 of these are... I think the Scythians are definitely one of the promo ones, but I don't remember the other promo one. But we do have 2. You don't go through all these either, so this really changes things up. And one of them sticks around for 1 round, and the last one sticks around for 1 round. So the other ones you got to kind of play with, but the other ones only don't stay out that long. So anyway, that's going to be Assyria. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys crowdfunded this one or are interested in picking it up later. And yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.